welcome back. This
Thank
is
you.
Real Talk Live with Will and Tammy. Today I have a co host with me, and we will be sharing some information with you guys. We will be asking many questions to my guest today and answering some of yours. As always, we thank you for tuning in to Real Talk Live with Will and Tammy. And it is our hope that we bring some light to some of the issues surrounding um, diversity and African and African American culture. So sit back, get ready to enjoy, laugh, and be enlightened. Thank you for tuning in. I will introduce to you my co host today. Her name is Matilda Odum. She's 41 years old. She's from Takrady, Ghana. And she's married to a black American. She's been here in America about, what, 7 years or so? Okay. So, Matilda, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
And I have a few questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. As you all know, this is a talk show and it's an opinionated talk show. We have several questions here that come from you, our viewing audience, as well as friends and family that we know. The questions that may be asked and the answers that may be given are opinions. Everything that is said is personal opinion and feeling. And as we know, we're all entitled to our own opinion and our own feelings about everything. So, with that said, the first question I have for you, Matilda, being from Ghana, an African country, what are your thoughts about being married to an American man?
It's quite an experience because many a time you meet somebody from north, you are from the east, you meet and you marry. Love brings you together.
Mm-hmm.
But then people outside the relationship try to impose their opinion
Yes.
on you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you meet your African sisters like, oh, so when you came to America, the only person you can get to marry is white. As an American, is this? Why are you married to an American? They say Americans are like this. They say Americans are like this. They say Americans
Wow.
smoke, American drink, they do drugs, they do this, they do this. But then we have bad people in Africa too.
That's
African men
true.
are bad. We have bad men in Africa too. The bad all over the world. There are bad people.
That's true.
The fact that one African American man smokes or drinks doesn't mean all American men smokes and drinks and do drugs.
Uh-huh.
So people should stop that brainwashed. People have been brainwashed. I don't know. And sometimes you meet people who are supposed to know better. They are the ones
Yes.
who say all these things. It's kind of
Interesting.
very
To say
very
the least.
interesting.
To say the least. Oh my gosh. How did, if I may ask, how did you and your husband meet?
Our love brought us together. That's all I can say.
Come on, tell us a little more. Love brought, love brought you together.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we met, I was like, I think I was also typical African. I had not been here for long, and it was like, I was also having that, maybe that kind of idea, mentality that Americans are like this. So I didn't accept him, for he continuously pursued me for 3 years. And then after some time, I knew him. He introduced me to his family, his mother, all his relatives. So it's like it got to a time that I thought I knew him well, so we can start a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we started, and so far he has proved to be a very good man, and we've been together for 6 years now.
Wow,
Nothing
6 years.
absolutely has happened. I always call him, apart from God, he's my guardian angel.
Wow.
He protects, he provides, and he's a good person.
Amen. That's
We all
wonderful.
have our differences, even if you live with your sisters or your parents, sometimes you argue. Occasionally we argue, but then after the argument is gone, we don't allow outside people or his relatives or my relatives to get into our relationship.
Well, that brings me to my next question. How is it being married to an American man in respect to your parents? Do you have people from your side of the family trying to tell you what to do in your marriage with your husband,
No.
or does he have people trying to tell you guys what to do? How do you guys really handle your outside family members?
My family is okay, but outside family members and friends and some Africans who are, they make unnecessary, they say unnecessary things like things that are, but I'm beyond that. I think I'm now level-headed and I've reached a state that I think I know too much. Not that I know too much. Nobody can know everything in this world.
Right.
But then I don't give, like, for instance, there was a day that a friend of mine came here, a relative of mine came to my house. He was coming to deliver some goods to me, and he was like, "Oh, you live with Black Americans? Oh, you live in the midst of Americans? Why do you have to come and live with Americans? Blah, blah, blah. I'm scared of them. Hurry up and come and collect the goods." And then a lady friend of mine needed a place to stay. She needed a place to stay so badly that at that particular time she didn't even have a place to go and sleep. But then the first day she called me on the phone. We talked for a while, and then I gave her directions to my house. When she came, she said, "Oh, you live with Americans? Oh my goodness," and kind of giggling and all that, ridiculing or something. Meanwhile, you didn't have any place to stay. So she slept here. I allowed her to sleep here for a day or two.
That's your place.
Yes, but then when she was going to a place to go and bring her things to come and stay here permanently, I told her, "I'm sorry, my husband doesn't want you to stay here, so you can't stay here."
Right.
I felt very bad for saying that because she didn't have any place to go. But then I also thought about the fact that she was, no matter what situation she was in, she was still brainwashed, and she didn't want to, that kind of. Though my husband didn't say anything, but I said no, I will not allow her to stay here because she has that mentality that if you are coming to live with somebody and you think the person is not from your country or your culture, or the person doesn't share the same ideals with you, so you're not supposed to live with that person, then you can go.
Wow.
Then this is not the place for you. Sometimes you eat American food and your African friends will ask you, "Oh, so why do you eat American food? You don't cook African food?" And that kind of, I don't understand why. I live in America, I live in here.
Yes.
In DC, Maryland. So far as I can walk to McDonald's or somewhere to go and pick up my burger or snack wrap or what. That's my favorite is snack wrap. I'm not in Accra to eat banku and okra stew. Sorry, to eat banku and okra stew. That's my favorite. Although I'm an Ashanti, but I'm the only Ashanti who doesn't eat fufu. My mother will tell you. I think my favorite food is banku and okra, which is another tribe in Ghana.
Wow.
That's their food. That's their traditional food, but that's my favorite food.
You like it?
Yes, and my traditional fufu, I don't eat it.
Wow.
Yes, so people should learn to accept each other's culture.
That's what it sounds
And the
like.
world has become a global village now.
Yes.
We depend on it.
Each
We are
other.
interdependent,
Yes.
right? No man, like they say, no man is an island of himself. So far as you can get up, wear your made in China dress, made in China shoe, wear your American wig, wear your whatever, you have to accept each other's culture.
Wow.
And up till now, people find it difficult to accept each other's culture. That is what is bringing all the problems in this world.
Wow.
Right? People don't understand each other. This person is this. I know an Indian lady who has been in America for 30 years. She can speak English.
Wow.
Yes, because all her friends are Indians. She go to Indian church. She go to Indian restaurant to eat Indian food. She doesn't have any American friend. How can you speak this language and how can you live in this country? How can you work? How can you go to? How can you write English? Because you're not friends with any. I don't understand. Sometimes you think about it. I don't know how people think, but people should change their. People should learn.
Yes.
But the world has changed.
It has changed. You know, Matilda, that's interesting that you say that the world has changed and that we live intercultural now. That brings me to my next question about the cultural difference. What do you think is the biggest cultural boundary between Africans and Black Americans. For me, going back and forth to Ghana over a period now of 5 years, I have been shocked at some of the way I see
Thanks.
things. Yeah, my Africans treating me. And when I come back here, the way my Black Americans would treat Africans and Africans would treat them, vice versa.
Mhm.
I'm confused a lot of times, and I don't know what it stems from. Can you try to give me your views about where this comes from as far as the way the Africans see the Americans?
It's ignorance.
Yes.
It's ignorant. It's all boiled down to ignorance. People should learn. Like sometimes people from his side today ask him, and he tells me, "Why did you marry an African girl? Why did you do this? Why did you do? Why did?" And he'll come and tell me, and we'll laugh about it. It's ignorant. People don't know that. People should learn that we are all. God wants us to live peacefully on this earth.
together.
That's why He created us.
Yes.
Brown, black, Hispanic, Asians, Africans. No, but people still live in the dark ages. People still believe that they're living in the dark ages.
Is it true? I've heard, and I don't know if it's true. So let me ask you: is it true that in Africa people are swinging off of the trees in Africa? No,
I've heard this question for that time. When I came here first, when I went out and worked at a school in Southeast, I was a teacher assistant at the school. One guy was asking me, I was on my phone. No, I was sitting behind a computer after our lunch break. So I came early. I left the lunchroom and went back was sitting on the computer and was chatting with my friends. This guy came. He's from here. He's an American. He came and said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm on Facebook. I'm chatting with my friends in Ghana." He was like, "Do you have Facebook in Ghana?" And then the teacher, another teacher said, "Oh yeah, they have. Of course, they have computers. They have Facebook in Ghana. If they have Facebook in America, they have it in Ghana too." And people often, one guy told me that he is going to Ghana and he will transit through Dubai. He's an American too. First time he's traveling to Africa. Because he is dating a white girl. And the girl gave him, like, they have to travel to Africa and Europe. But they go to Africa first through Europe. But they want to transit through Dubai. And he heard so many things about Ghana. He wants to go and see the castle and the monument where they ship the slaves and all that. They want to write a book. So this guy asked me, "What about, do you have water, pipe-borne water, and then the sleeping, do you have hotels and all that?" I said, "We have a place in Accra that is just like Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Don't even ask that question again. If you ask anybody that question, they will tell you that you are ignorant, right?
Yes.
So don't ever ask any question again. Just Google, go online, go to Wikipedia and read yourself and learn so many things. Don't be asking that ignorant question. It's a shame."
Yes.
And he was like, "Yeah, I heard a lot of stories about African people sleep under trees and all that and so many things, but it's kind of crazy."
I think so. I think it is part of our ignorance, but also I can say that I think it's sincere stupor. Some things we just don't know as Black Americans, and some things we just don't know as Africans. We're going to wrap up this segment, and we will be right back with you in a few moments. Thank you again for watching Real Talk Live with Will and Tammy.